Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News at 11 starts now.
After missing their arraignment, tonight the parents of the suspect in the Oxford High School shooting remain on the run.
It doesn't really surprise me that they won't stand up and follow the court order and turn themselves in.
As we come to you with Local 4 News at 11, it has now been 7 hours since James and Jennifer Crumbly were supposed to face a judge.
Tonight, the U.S. Marshals, the FBI, as well as the Oakland County Sheriff's fugitive team are all searching for them. This all started around noon with prosecutor Karen McDonald announcing 4 counts of involuntary manslaughter against the parents. When the Crumblys could not be found, a statewide be on the lookout alert was issued around 3 p.m.
Sources tell the Local 4 defenders they recently withdrew $4,000 from an ATM and haven't been seen since. Well, within the past hour, Sheriff Michael Bouchard went on cable news saying as of now, they have no leads on their whereabouts. Larry Spruill, live tonight at the sheriff's office. Larry, you just spoke with the Crumblys' attorney. What did he say, or she say?
Good evening, Devin and Kimberly. She tells me that her clients are not hiding. They're not running. As a matter of fact, they are on the way back here to face those charges. She tells me that she will be right there when they do.
They are making their way back here. They will be arraigned. They will be turned in.
Attorney Shannon Smith is representing James and Jennifer Crumbly.
They are not hiding. They are not running from anywhere. They're not out on the lam. They are turning themselves in.
Smith says Thursday her office contacted prosecutor Karen McDonald's office to discuss possible arrangements, but found out about the charges just like everyone else.
Instead of letting us know what was going on and calling us back like they said they would first thing this morning, they went ahead, did their press release, everything else.
Oakland County Sheriff Michael Bouchard and prosecutor Karen McDonald talked about that on Friday.
And if they're tuned in at all, they should do what they originally were supposed to do with their attorney, and that was to make themselves available for arrest.
We purposely don't reveal information about what we're doing and when we're doing it to a defense attorney on this kind of crime.
There's reports saying that you tried to reach out to them earlier and you could not get in contact with them.
I was in trial all day, and so when I got a call from the fugitive apprehension team, I said, I'm texting them and I haven't heard from them yet. I had just started texting them. I was in trial all morning. That had nothing to do with them being elusive or evasive. It's just the way life went. They are going to be turned in. They are going to be arraigned. They are going to face their charges. They are not hiding from anyone.
And again, the attorney tells me they are not running or hiding. She says they left shortly after the shooting because things were just too horrific and terrifying. We are live at the Oakland County Sheriff's Office tonight. Larry Spruill, Local 4.
Larry, I understand the attorney says they'll be back. Did she give you any sort of timeline here?
And so, Kimberly, I asked her that very question multiple times to try to get some kind of answer. I asked her, where did they go? When will they be back? She tells me that they simply went out of town. She would not tell me where. And she also says she's just not sure when they will be back. But when they do, they will turn themselves in, and then the arraignment will happen shortly after that.
We'll continue to follow it. Larry, we appreciate it. Well, earlier today, the prosecutor described chilling details about their son's behavior in school and the text messages exchanged between Ethan and his mother. You can read about those developments and the decision to bring charges against the parents on clickondetroit.com.
By 7 o'clock tonight, all that drama had built up as several thousand people arrived in downtown Oxford for a vigil that featured a lot of elected officials, including the governor. Unfortunately, there was a shocking interruption. Jason Colthorpe is there now from Oxford tonight. Jason, this was just heartbreaking to watch how this developed tonight.
It was scary, to be quite honest, Devin. And when the vigil began, it was so moving. But if you didn't know just how on edge this community really was, all it took was some confusion to send thousands of people running, many of them high school students who felt terrorized all over again. A crowd of thousands stood silent in downtown Oxford, holding candles as bells rang out at 7 p.m. And then voices soared.
Oxford, we're Oakland County, and no one will shatter that love and this peace this community deserves.
But about 15 minutes into the vigil,
stay calm, everyone. It's all right. It's okay.
it was terrifyingly obvious how fragile this community is. A medical emergency caused a panic which dominoed through the crowd, and thousands of people turned and ran. Many people left after that, but the vigil was able to resume a few minutes later to honor and remember Hannah, Madison, Tate, and Justin.
You have the love of every teacher who cares fiercely about their students. You have the love of every parent who's holding their kids a little tighter tonight, and the love of every Michigander who calls this great state home.
We will not be defined by the tragedy. We will be defined by the people that are standing next to us. Today, we are not Christians or Muslims or Jews or atheists or Hindus or Buddhists. We're not Republicans or Democrats. We're not progressives. We're not conservatives. We are Wildcats, Oxford.
And they were able to regroup and end on a positive note. That's the highlight. The other thing, no one was hurt, we're told by police, when all of that commotion started, with someone who fainted in the crowd. And as it was developing, someone was yelling for help. What happened in all of that was there was a loud couple of clangs on a metal riser, and it was that sound that started people moving in the wrong direction, and they started running. And I was about halfway back in that mass of people, and you could not hear anyone saying stay calm and telling people what it was on the stage. You just saw all of these people running, and it got worse and worse. And I'll be honest, it was pretty scary for a good few seconds there when no one knew exactly what was happening, especially just the reactions from people many of these people who were in tears, especially the kids. But it just goes to show you just how much healing still has to be done here in Oxford. Back to you, Devin.
How on edge everyone is, which has led to these threats in the other schools that we're going to talk about in other parts of the county here in just a minute. All right, Jason, now earlier today, an emotional moment took place for the community of Oxford and for the family of one of the victims, Justin Schilling.
Hundreds of people gathered outside McLaren Oakland Hospital in Pontiac for an honor walk to show their love and support to the Schilling family. 17-year-old who was killed in the shooting donated his organs. Schilling was co-captain of Oxford's bowling team, a university scholarship recipient, and of course was loved by his family, friends, and the community.
Imagine what they're going through. So if every single person that's here might make them feel, somewhat more fulfilled, and there's a little more purpose with what they're doing today.
Now, the Schilling family released a statement today about Justin saying, quote, "The loss of Justin leaves such a gaping hole in our family that we cannot conceive of life without him. Our hearts are broken and yet still go out to the other families suffering this very same loss at this very same moment, which is beyond imagination. Nothing any family should have to endure."
Also earlier today, hundreds of students gathered on the campus of Oakland University to honor the victims as well. According to the school, they currently enroll more than 300 students from the Oxford community.
Well, tonight, a 15-year-old Lake Orion High School student is facing charges in connection with making threats to the school.
The string of threats that I mentioned a moment ago, one of just several incidents, these copycat threats, and this one has now led to an arrest. The sophomore is accused of threatening to shoot up the school one day after the deadly shooting at Oxford. In Waterford, a 13-year-old student at Mason Middle School also arrested after he was connected to posting threatening messages. Grosse Pointe Woods, a Parcells Middle School student arrested, accused of making threats to the school on social media. Over half of Oakland County's schools were closed yesterday.
So many schools were.
Right.
All right, now to the latest in the coronavirus here in Michigan, with cases continuing to surge.
Pretty alarming numbers. The state reporting more than 18,000 cases over the past 48 hours, so the average is over 9,000 cases per day, one of the highest daily totals that we have seen since the onset of the pandemic. State also reporting 277 more COVID deaths. That includes 169 coming from a vital records review. It comes as the Department of Defense is sending nearly 24 military medical personnel to Beaumont Hospital in Dearborn to try to help with this latest COVID surge.
We have a lot of experience and lessons learned to hopefully apply here in the state of Michigan. Generally, our team will be assisting in the ICU and in the emergency department to reduce patient ratios and certainly to provide better care. So hopefully, if someone's infected with COVID, they can have a better outcome.
Team was assigned after Governor Whitmer requested the extra help. They are expected to be at the hospital right now. The schedule is for the next 30 days.
All right, well, we are now less than 24 hours away from the Big Ten championship game.
Jamie Edmonds getting us ready for kickoff. Jamie.
Lucas Oil Stadium here in Indianapolis lit up, ready to host a Big Ten championship game. Over here at RV Nation, plenty of Michigan fans ready to party and celebrate a title. Coming up in sports, you'll hear from the Michigan Wolverines and a former Wolverine and two-time All-American with keys to victory.
And you know what? May, sun, and blue sky, always a great omen. And I think when it's all said and done, our Saturday is going to be a pretty acceptable day for you. It's going to get a little breezy in the afternoon, but highs in low 40s. But the sunshine, that's the most important thing. Now, we have big changes coming for Sunday. I have new computer models coming in right now. I'll have it all for you. Timetable coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, Paul. Also coming up, 2 Detroit police officers rescue 4 kids who were abducted while walking to school.
When it comes down to policing, sometimes it's the right place, the right time. That day I feel like I was at the right place in the right time.
What the officers noticed during a traffic stop that immediately raised red flags. We'll have that next.